What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Now today, we have a doozy of a news day. We went from a week and a half, 2 weeks of basically nothing. They're throwing crap on my plate. I'm trying to make it interesting. It's not at all. But today, we got some good ones for you. Stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro, and today it's Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022, and I got your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news you care about each and every day. Sometimes I say quickly as possible, usually it's probably not. But before we do anything though, do me a quick favor. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Now, we're going to get into it, but just a reminder today it is the day. We are giving away, and by that I mean Alejandro will be announcing today on the live, so make sure you tune into the live stream, the winner of the Paul Pogba official Juventus jersey. Make sure you tune in, check that out. We'll be giving that away, and we'll see if you will be the lucky one to take home that Paul Pogba shirt now, and maybe hopefully you'll get it, and maybe he'll be back healthy again soon. We'll see. All right. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the news, what we have for you today. All right, the very first news topic we have to talk about is Artur. The latest developments with his situation. Nico Schietta is reporting, saying that Valencia are confident to try to sign Artur Melo from Juventus on loan. The Brazilian player wants to join Valencia and has already talked with Gattuso, who considers him a key player for his project. Talks in progress with Juve for the salary, charged at about 50%. Couple real quick comments. Obviously, it'd be good for Juventus to get him off the books and to open up the midfield a little bit. Negatives here, Juve still paying money. It's probably going to be a loan that's not a obligation or option to buy. It may just be a flat loan. If that is the case, I would be a little bit concerned about just doing this again next season. I would like to see some kind of obligation or deal worked out with that. But the other issue is, of course, Juve are still spending potentially 50% of the money they would have spent on him already. I understand it's a pay cut for them. They don't have to do that, but it's not as beneficial as you'd like. It opens up space, but again, we'll see what happens. That's what we have for Artur. Hopefully we'll have some updates later today. All right, let's continue on and talk about what else is going in there. Now we got to talk about Rugani. Other dead weight that we want to get rid of, potentially from Juventus, is Rugani. Fits that description. Nico Schietta has an update on his situation, saying that not only Empoli and Verona are interested in Daniele Rugani, they are also, as a foreign club, ready to get in on the action for the Juventus center back. Juventus are waiting because to loan out Rugani to Empoli or Verona, they would have to pay 60 to 70% of the wage. So it's like you're just losing a player. You're just losing a body. That's what you're losing. It really is basically doing nothing when it comes to the wage. Obviously, places like Empoli and Verona cannot pay what Juve pay their players. So that's the first hindrance in there. And then the second part of this is Alfredo Padula basically kind of confirming when it comes to the Rugani situation, here are his options. He says Rugani had 4 options, and Juve asked him to make a decision in the next few days. So within the next few days, we will know he'll be doing one of these things. First off, Empoli, he could go on loan. That's his club that he came from. Maybe he wants to go back to his, I don't know if you want to call it boyhood club, but you know what I mean, where he came up in the world, and should be going right back down to it. Anyway, also Verona, he could go to Verona, again, on loan. And then there's the big one. Galatasaray, permanent transfer. Would he be willing to take a permanent transfer to go play for the Turkish club? Now, that's the one that really is going to stick in this and could really draw maybe the ire of Juventus fans if, for some reason, Rugani denies going there and rejects the offer, because this is it's an option that doesn't come lightly. It doesn't come often when it comes to talents like Rugani. When I say talents, I don't mean that as a positive. And then also he could stay. Max Allegri likes his boy, likes his guy, Daniele Rugani, and we may have to sit in it. All right, the third part of that, though, is the Galatasaray part that I was talking about. Alfredo Padula reporting that Juventus have been offered from Galatasaray around 10 million euros for Rugani. Who do I have to push? Who do I have to agree? Or, all the stuff that I say that's inappropriate and all the other stuff that's cut from me. What do I have to do to get this deal done? How do I get him to agree to this? Who do I have to hold hostage? I'm kidding. It's a joke, guys. I'm not actually going to do anything like that. Anyway, but at the same time, how can we get this deal done? How can we get him moved on? How can that happen? We'll see what happens. My personal opinion, and I'll say this, I'm not trying to put a damper on everything. It seems too good to be true. One, Turkish club, can they actually afford that amount of money? And two, we're going to go there. I understand. Turkey is a beautiful country. Lots of positives there. Istanbul is beautiful. I don't know if Galatasaray is there. Let's be clear. I do not. Geography, when it comes to Turkish clubs, shot in the dark. But what I will say is that enough to take him out of his comfort zone? Would he be willing to leave Juventus, to leave Italy, over Empoli, over Verona, all the other options for a situation that honestly seems more beneficial to Juventus than it may be to him? We'll see. Something to monitor, something to keep an eye on, but I have my doubts, and that's where I sit with it. I don't want to just urinate on the entire idea, but it's probably less likely than it is possible. All right, let's continue on, though, and let's talk about those center backs, though. And at the center back position, Juventus have some decisions to make. Giovanni Albanese has come out and said that post-Tuber evaluations have decided to promote Gatti. He is a guy, I will say this just real quick, just a quick hit from me. I liked him. And I don't mean that I think Gatti is going to be, the heir to Chiellini, what I mean. But dude's built like a tank. Dude's built like a tank. He is not afraid to go up against guys. And he was performing fairly well. I'm not going to say he's a superstar. Not going to say, anything like that. But I liked what I saw from Gatti. Hopefully that's a promising future that we have with the player. If necessary, though, Danilo can go to the defense center. And I will say this, if necessary, hell no. Did you watch that performance against Real Madrid? We are not good if we're doing that. We are not good, bro. As much as I want to crap and rip on Alexandro, Danilo was equally bad against Real Madrid. He was horrible. And brain dead. That penalty? What? All right. On Rugani, there is an opening to the sale, only outright, or in any case, totally discharging the cost. To date, no loans with participation on engagement. So that's where we sit with this right now. We'll see what happens. We'll see if this continues to develop. Where will he go? Will he go? Will he stay? But then also, this is not me opening up to a new topic. It sounds like I'm leading into a new topic. If you end up sitting him off, who are you going for? My guess is probably Milinkovic from Fiorentina. Because what other options do you have? What other affordable options are you going to go after? All right, let's continue on, though. And we have an update with the Paul Pogba situation. Corriere dello Sport reporting that Pogba's issue, a decision has been postponed to today. Pogba will consult today with the luminary who operated on Ibrahimovic. There's a double hypothesis there. The Frenchman could be out for 2 months, or he could be back in 2023. And that's where a lot of the news yesterday came, and a lot of the speculation about Milinkovic-Savic. I'm not willing to let that one die. I still think it's a possibility. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm drinking the black and white Kool-Aid. We'll see, Kool-Aid. We'll see. But I still think there's a possibility of maybe getting somebody else, especially if Paul Pogba's out until 2023. Because otherwise, your midfield's not any better. And if it's just Paredes coming in, whew. I don't know. That's where I am. We'll see. Something to monitor. Good news could be he could be out for 2 months. Bad news could be he could be out until 2023. And then your team's the same damn team you played with last year. And then the second part, though, is Tutto Sport, though, which kind of leans toward the good side, the shorter span of time. Though, I will say whenever you do a 2-month recovery, because you're not doing the full surgery, because you're doing a minor-ish surgery to kind of stabilize it, I think there's a good chance he comes back out there and hurts himself again, and we're waiting even longer for him to come back. That's one thing that I worry about. But they say that Pogba keeps the midfield coup in the balance. So the Bianconeri directors accelerate in search for a striker. So they think all things are going to be good when it comes to Paul Pogba, but now they're going to go after a striker, and that's where the big news of today is headed. And if you were around during the live yesterday, this is the news of the day. Okay. We have to get to this first part, though. Okay, this first part, Gazzetta dello Sport reporting saying that Juventus are moving for Dries Mertens. The Belgian, why could I say Belgian there? Belgian? Anyway, the Belgian is a free agent. Allegri thinks of him as a Vlahovic understudy. Ex-idol of Maradona is the Bianconeri's latest idea. Is it the latest idea? I think we've had this news out there for a couple of days now. Is it the latest? Is it? One thing I'd say here is I take this with a massive grain of salt. I still tend to lean toward there being a whole lot of nothing when it comes to these players. It's a possibility. Mertens is more up there than a lot of the other guys. Martial, I'm not going to go through them. Timo Werner, I'm doing it now. Firmino, those guys, probably nonsense stories that were put out there. This is one to keep an eye on, but I still think there's probably are more likely to go in a different direction. And what is the direction that Juventus could be going in? You ask, you say, listener at home, viewer at home. Well, that option could be for an old name that we thought was going to be heavy in this mercado. And that is for Giacomo Raspadori. Gianluca, I'm saying too many Jeans over here. Gianluca Di Marzio is reporting that Juventus have set up a meeting with Raspadori's agent. So basically, all the news that came out yesterday, the stuff I talked about during the daily video, as well as the live, literally a complete tailspin from the beginning of the live to the end of the live, basically saying that when it comes to Raspadori, I thought it was all smoke and mirrors. I literally thought, and I know it's in the title, I see it. I thought it was smoke and mirrors. And what I meant by that is I thought it was really just Carnevale was using Juventus to try to put pressure on Napoli to buy the player and to spend the money and get it done quickly. Instead, if you believe Di Marzio, and let's be clear, take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a little bit of a grain of salt, because I did say, do I think Di Marzio is as in the know when it comes to Juventus? Not as much. But he is reporting this, and I feel like he feels pretty confident if he is saying this. But that Juventus are definitely going after Raspadori now, and it is not just a ploy by Carnevale. Let's continue on the second part of this. Sky Sports reporting that Sassuolo, they now want 40 million euros for Raspadori, which is just laughable. It's hilarious. I'm sorry. You can't go from, 25, 30 is what we were at earlier, and now it's up to 40. They're doing the same stuff that they did with Locatelli. It's ridiculous. We do know Juventus have a good relationship with them. I'm pretty confident in Arriva Bene and Cherubini to come to the table. If this is a way that they are actually going, if they are actually headed for this player and trying to get him, I'm pretty confident in them finding an agreement there and getting a deal that is not nearly 40 million euros. Let's be clear there. That ain't happening, bro. All right, let's continue on to the third part of this, which is in Gianluca Di Marzio, who followed it up and said, Juventus are trying to overtake Napoli in the race to sign Raspadori. This is what we do, baby. This is what we do. If you're a Juventus fan, you saw it with Inter. Now they're doing it to Napoli. I like it. I like this move. This is where we're going with it. By Cherubini, by Arriva Bene. This is where they put it on the table. They are putting it on the table and saying, nah, bro, our Serie A rivals are going after players that we wanted, that we liked. Well, you think you got them. You think you got them, but guess what? We got it, bro. Just sit down. Let the big boys talk, and then we'll get this done. Then you can go after, I don't know, go after Milik. Go get Milik back. Go get him back, little bro. Anyway, I don't know what I did there. I probably embarrassed myself. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know. There's a fun part of this with the rivalries. You know me, I don't like Inter because they're obviously our rival, but I even more do not like Napoli and Trashman De Laurentiis. So I'm more than happy to see Juventus bully them around, especially after the Koulibaly deal couldn't get done. This is a bleep you. This is an up yours. Let's go. Let's get our guy and let's move on. I still think, here's the honest truth though too, is I think Juventus were going to go after Raspadori. I think they thought that they could put it on hold and move it till next season. But then now it looks like Napoli tried to steal their man, swing a big stick, but that stick ain't big enough. And now Juve are going to have to go ahead and move for him now. I honestly believe that. We'll see. So we'll see how that develops if more news comes to the table when it comes to this. Or is it all smoke and mirrors? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think that this is absolutely not even a real story? That it's going to be Morata and Raspadori is not going to be a player that's coming to Juve this summer? Let me know. And then the final news story of the day is just going off of this Tutto Sport. They think that they are Monblano at this point. They didn't do as ridiculous of numbers, but they think they're Monblano, and they think they have an idea on the percentages of what players will be coming to Juve. Tutto Sports reporting saying that Morata is complicated. Other candidates have climbed the rankings. Right now, for their percentages of who will come to Juventus, 25% Muriel, 25% Mertens, 20% Morata, 15% Raspadori. You might want to up those percentages points, especially given the news that popped out. I understand The new cycle is a filthy, filthy B. but you had to switch those numbers out. And Arnautovic is 10%. I've always been kind of doubtful when it comes to Arnautovic. I never really thought he would be a real option for Juventus. It just seems kind of like one of those guys that gets pushed, and maybe if they had to come down to it, they would. Muriel and Mertens, they're real, but I don't know, just something about it just doesn't feel right or doesn't feel believable to me for either one. I don't know why. To me, I just still don't be. I think honestly, Morata is still. I'd still put Morata at 25%. I know there's hiccups there. It's still difficult, but I still think he's higher, maybe even 30% if I'm being honest. And I'd move Raspadori up a little bit right now, especially given if Juve are actually going after him, then I think Raspadori, you could put him up there too. We'll see how this develops. Let me know, do you agree with my percentages? Do you agree with their percentages? Who do you think is more likely to be wearing a Juventus shirt by the end of this Mercado? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, guys, do me a favor. Follow me on Twitter. You can follow me at Justin Sofro. You can follow Bianconerizone at Bianconerizone on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. And if you haven't already, hit that freaking like button. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon. Stay notified for all of our latest videos. I will see you guys next time. Forza Juve. Forza Bianconeri.